Sorry. No, I just almost overheard. And we welcome you to the Nelson Center here in Springfield, Illinois, as we get ready for the 2020 MACHA Playoffs. It's the Silver Division starting things off here in Springfield. The top-seeded UW-Milwaukee Panthers and the Missouri Tigers. Alongside Luke Clevenger, I'm Matt Harrington. Luke, 1 versus 8 here today. I think we're going to have a good game for a little bit here. We've got UW-Milwaukee, the top seed in this Silver Division, of course, led by Gavin Nickerson, who's been their go-to guy all season long.
Absolutely. Gavin Nickerson, you're going to want to watch for number 19. He's got 97 points on the year so far. I mean, that's not counting, obviously, the last few games they have to play. They have number 15, Adam Vandenbos, 63 points. Mike Miller, number 28, 88 points. This is an offense that can beat you from everywhere. Outside of those big three, and we'll just label them collectively the big three, they have 4 other players over 20 points. And that shows that, it's not just 3 guys getting it done. It's the entire team. The entire roster has some gaudy-looking numbers. And, these big three, points-wise, 97 points, 63 of Gavin Nickerson's points are on assists. So they spread the puck out a lot, and they can beat you that way.
Absolutely. They are loaded at the top for sure. And then for the Missouri Tigers at the top, the Caston brothers, Henry and Jacob, right up there with 26 and 20 points respectively. So they'll be looking to lean on them here this afternoon.
Yeah, absolutely. You said it right there. The Caston brothers are 2 of their highest scores, 26 and 20, Henry and Jacob, respectively. One player to watch out for, I grew up with this kid, very solid defender, Colin Kelsey, number 4, not up there on points, but very smart player.
Yeah, absolutely. We are just about ready to go here. I thought we were going to have a Zamboni, but it turns out we are going to get right into it here at the Nelson Center. Again, this is the MACHA tournament at the Nelson Center in Springfield, Illinois. So glad you could join us here this afternoon for this contest. Mizzou with it here early on, trying to strike back behind the goal line. But this one's taken out by the Panthers. Again, the top seed in this division. Slowed down here at the line by Mike Miller. This will be taken back behind the net here by the Mizzou Tigers. That's Colin Jones looking to play it up through center. Taken a hold of now by Miller into the zone. Flung it towards the slot. Follow-up try blocked in front there by a couple of Mizzou players in the corner. Brett Martin right there as well. Flipped out through center and gathered in by UW-Milwaukee. That's Carter Flegner. Long pass up ahead. And here's Gavin Nickerson, who we mentioned is going to be the go-to guy here for the Milwaukee Panthers here this afternoon. Thrown towards the other side. And the Tigers will come out through center. Again, for those confused, Milwaukee is in the black jerseys with the yellow accent, Mizzou in the white and yellow. So both teams with yellow as their primary color here today.
Yeah, when Milwaukee first came out onto the ice, you and I both had a conversation. Is that Mizzou or Milwaukee? Those are Mizzou colors.
So Milwaukee will play it here up the boards. Nice pass on the left wing side as they come through center. They were trying to go for number 11, Keaton Gill, that time, but taken a hold of now by the Panthers. Big hit at center ice as a couple players go down. Here's Gill with it in the zone. Shoots, nice save. And that is our first stoppage of the game here with 18:15 to go in the first period.
Good save there by William Hindle. He's let's talk about him real quick. He's rocking a 4-6-1 record on the season for the Missouri Tigers. 3.67 GAA is a pretty good number, as well as his .907 save percentage. You're not going to see a whole lot better than that at this level of hockey. That's a very solid save percentage.
Yeah, very solid indeed. Not a lot of club goalies, at least at this level, have a save percentage over 900. So that is certainly a nice number to have there for William Hindle. Face-off here won by the Panthers as they played up the boards, trying to go back into the corner, but taken out of the zone. Now grabbed at the blue line here by Mike Miller. Fired back in. Hindle will chop it off back below the goal line and play it up ahead. Come the Missouri Tigers out of the zone. Across the line they come. Into the zone. That one right into the glove of the goaltender for the Milwaukee Panthers. That, of course, is Jake Peach getting the start here today for Milwaukee.
I was going to say, we just talked about Hindle. Let's talk about Peach. Peach comes in with a 15-7-1 record. He's got 1,400 minutes played this year, and 43 seconds, if that matters. 3.81 goals against average. That .863 save percentage is a little low, but Milwaukee scores enough that it's not really an issue.
Yeah, you look at their overall team record, which is 18-6-3 on the year, and he does not need to make as many saves, of course, when you got a guy like Gavin Nickerson and some of those other top players helping you out on offense. So we'll see what he can do here this afternoon. Thrown along the boards now as the Panthers grab a hold of it. Coming out through center, Nickerson dishes off across the line and gets it back. This one's sticked away into the corner. And now back down into the zone. Flegner will go back to get it. Mizzou will swap things out here with their forwards and defense. Played up ahead for Miller, who finds his man across the line. Here's Nickerson slowing it down in the slot, and that one just goes a little bit wide of the mark. Goaltender might have gotten a piece of it there. It'll go back out to the neutral zone. Panthers have it. 16:52 to go here early on in the first. No score between the top-seeded UW-Milwaukee Panthers and the Mizzou Tigers. Here's an offside call, so that will stop the clock with 16:45 to go in the first.
Yeah, surprisingly even here for a 1-8. You gotta have to think coming into this game that UW-Milwaukee is going to assert the dominance that they've shown all season. But, you know, so far it's been a pretty even tilt. But as the game goes on, look for Milwaukee to make adjustments here. They know what Mizzou's going to throw at them now.
Of course, last year Milwaukee got the 1 seed in the Silver Division as well. And they made it to the championship game before losing to Nebraska. And Milwaukee won 12-1 in their opening game last season. So see what they get. Penalty coming up here against the Tigers. It's going to be a trip, and we get our first power play of the game.
Well, as if UW-Milwaukee's offense wasn't deadly enough. Here we go on the power play. This is going to be a tall order for the Mizzou Tigers to really shut this one down. It's a big order, and 4 guys against one of the highest powered offenses in the league.
We'll see what Milwaukee can do here with this power play. So 2 minutes will go up on the scoreboard, and we get our first power play chance of the game here. Referee making sure we're all situated. Again, a lot of good hockey throughout the day here. Coming up at 2 o'clock, we'll have our first gold semifinal, the SIUE Cougars and the Illinois Fighting Illini, and that's the 3-versus-6 matchup. And yeah, I think you know a lot about that SIUE team, and I think it's going to be a good contest between those two teams.
It should be. SIUE, we were just saying off mic, they got bounced last year in the first round in a matchup against Iowa, and they're a little extra angry. They're a little extra, they got a chip on their shoulder. They don't want to get bounced on a Friday night and have to go back to Edwardsville on Saturday. They want to be here the whole weekend.
The other gold quarterfinal that we have tonight will be Bradley and Iowa State. Those two teams split during the regular season. And Iowa State, of course, was the runner-up last year to McKendree in the gold division, knocked Bradley out last year as well. So Bradley looking for a little bit of revenge against Iowa State here tonight as well. That one will be at 8 o'clock.
And I know that I'm an SIUE broadcaster, but I am most excited for that Bradley-Iowa State matchup. It's
4 versus 5. And
an incredible game.
Absolutely. And we're talking, too, about how close the seeding came down to between 3, 4, and 5. So we are certainly bound to have a good one. Here comes Milwaukee into the zone now on this power play. Trying to get the first goal of the game here, but this one's cleared down by the Tigers with about 1:12 to go on that power play. Drop back here by Peach, and the Panthers will try and play it up through center. Missed the outlet pass, so the Tigers will grab it here. Thrown back out through center. Going after it for the Panthers is Matt Murphy. Murphy will take a hold of it, play it up on the right wing side as they come out through center. Nickerson just let it go off the tape. Played right at the line. Murphy going back here for Miller. Miller back to Nickerson across the line. Here's Gavin Nickerson into the zone, drops it back. Murphy with the shot, redirected, pad save, rebound, and a nice stop there for the whistle.
It's so hard. My experience in playing is as a goalie, it's so hard when you have to make that reflex save right off the rebound. The defense needs to do a good job of getting that puck out, because it's not every time you can rely on your goalie to make a save 1-2 like that.
Yeah, nice save indeed there as you take a look at it on the replay. 33 to go on the power play now for the Panthers. Held on to at the point. They were looking for the one-timer there for a moment. Nickerson inside right through the crease and banked off the glass and out of the zone as it will be traced down here by Zach Gottfried. Now Gottfried out through center. Nickerson plays it ahead. Here's Nickerson with the shot, sails over the top off the glass and played at on the wing. Hunter Hicks back to the point, sticked away into the corner. Miller chases it down right there for the Panthers along the boards. Up to the point now. We'll go back. Now full strength are the Tigers. Trying to strike at the back door, and did he stop that? He did. Oh my.
What a glove save from Missouri goalie Billy Hendel. That was incredible. That's highway robbery. Let's get a replay on that. My word.
Yeah, absolutely. Take a look at this thing. See if we can slow this down for you. You see the reflex come across, and he was way out of position there and then got over to make the stop. Wow, what a save.
Defense needs to do a better job of paying attention to that weak side Tiger there. It's wide open, make the shot.
Huge stop there by William Hindle to keep this game scoreless. Milwaukee trying to strike again here with some offensive zone pressure. Out through center, it will come, and it will be played back into the zone. Hustling after it are the Panthers down low. Erke out front trying to find a man. Nobody home, though, as it's broken up by the Tigers. Clearance attempt didn't work. Miller gets shoved up along the boards, or Erke rather, for the Milwaukee Panthers. Down low into the corner now as Erke works with it for Milwaukee. Right out front, try to go cross crease. That one's off the boards. And now the Tigers will flip it out and hustle after it here. Chasing after that one, Brett Martin for Mizzou. Player lost a stick, so you get a scrum now in the corner. 13:22 to go in period number one. No score between these teams. Broken up in the slot. Big juicy save, rebound. It's loose in front, backhander, and broken up. Nice defensive play by Miller, who had to scramble to get back. Now across again as the Tigers are pressing here in the offensive zone. Trevor Jones with it. Jones' shot was blocked, and into the corner, or up along the boards rather it goes. Mizzou with Henry Caston out there as well. Now Milwaukee flips it up through center and gets it out of the zone as they come through into the offensive territory. Great little sequence, though, there by the Mizzou Tigers. That was probably their best chance of the game so far.
And a good save there at first by Jake Peach, but he really needs to focus. Has a fat rebound on the weak side. He wasn't over hugging his post. That's something he needs to watch in the future. Is if you're going to, you need to control your rebound and make sure that it doesn't kick out opposite of where you are.
Down across the other way, this will be tracked down by Zach Gottfried, and up ahead it comes. Taken a hold of right at that line by Keaton Gill. Out there getting some more ice time here. Back behind the Mizzou net. This one deflects into the netting and out of play as we get another stoppage with looks like 12:02 to go in period one.
Something to watch, a unique little feature of this rink is these two air ducts on either side. If you try and flip the puck out for a quick dump, it will hit those air ducts. They're, what I would say, maybe 20, 25 feet above the ice is all. It's very, very low above the ice.
Very low indeed, and kind of have that at the Owen Center in Peoria, home of the Bradley Braves. Oftentimes we'll see pucks go out of play because of the low-hanging ceiling. But yeah, certainly something to keep an eye on here in this game.
East Nice Arena, we just got a new ceiling. Before that, you would fire a puck up and two would come down.
Across the line now it goes. Big shot turned aside there by the goaltender Hindle. Taken out of the zone, and Mizzou trying to feed their man up ahead. Here they come on a breakaway, and a nice save by Peach, who scoops up the rebound. That was Daniel Rahm for the Tigers.
Rahm should have just kept the puck with him. That's a poor angle shot. He didn't get much elevation on it. The smarter play would have been to zoom around behind the goal of Jake Peach. Look for a man who's just entering the zone, maybe kick it up to the point, and start a better, more controlled sequence instead of just get really tempted by that poor angle shot.
Puck kind of rolled off his tape a little bit there, too, at the end. And this one taken out of the zone now by the Panthers. Here they come out through center. Good speed. The shot by Miller is blocked. They were trying to go right out front again to Hunter Hicks, but that one didn't work out. Across the blue line again. Panthers grab it. Sent across on the boards now by Nickerson. Slows it down, takes a hit, and it'll go back into the Panther zone. 11-12 to go here in the first. No score between number 1 UW-Milwaukee and number 8 Mizzou.
You look at the points that both these teams put up on offense, especially University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee, you would think there's not maybe 10 minutes in the entire season where they didn't score, but here we are.
Nickerson across the line, jammed up all kinds of bodies in the slot area. That prevented that chance from going anywhere near the net. Now played up out of the zone. Bank pass just missed. No icing as it's waved off. Great hustle there by Ethan Epland. Up the boards now, off the side of the net as Peach protected. Back to the point. Looking to launch it there was Trevor Jones. Couple sticks breaking that one up as they find their man. Here's a chance in front. Penalty coming up. Let's see if we get a penalty shot here. Just going to get the hook on that call. So no penalty shot, but still a penalty. So power play coming up here for UW-Milwaukee. Their second one of the game as we watch this on replay. Pretty clear penalty there. Prevented the scoring chance from happening. So we will get our second power play.
Yeah, you know, there's complaining about the refs in this league as a long and storied pastime of the players and coaches, but that was about as clear cut as it get right there, wasn't it?
Absolutely, no question. And I know he's not happy about the call, but that was definitely a penalty.
You know, as a player, I never got that. It's like I knew when I slashed somebody. I knew it.
Yeah.
Just own up to it.
This one goes down the length of the ice. Early clear by Mizzou as we begin this power play. Second one of the game for UW-Milwaukee. They are 0 for 1 on the day. Had some good looks, though, in that first opportunity. Right up along the boards now, in front of the Milwaukee bench. You can probably hear those skate sounds pretty well. We've got an ice mic down there in the scorer's box area that's hanging out, and we use that for the Bradley games, and it picks up some really nice sounds. We can hear the referees. Always helpful to have a tool like that at your disposal.
Absolutely. Maybe in the next stoppage, I can. I'm on the camera right now for the record. I can zoom in. We can get a nice shot of that mic just taped to the boards.
Up along the wall now, back behind the net, trying to jam it in front of the Tigers. That one, or excuse me, the Panthers, and that one goes down as Peach will come out to play it here. Another good clear by the Tigers. Boy, Panthers, Tigers, they're closely related. They're both yellow. A couple of very similar teams here on terms of naming and color scheme.
Well, we got the Cougars later tonight. We
Yeah.
got big cats all over the place, let me tell you.
Here's a chance. They score! Short-handed, buried in front, and it is 1-0 Mizzou.
Well, that is the quickest way to just lose all the momentum you had right there. You let Mizzou come 2-on-1 going the other way. Your man don't get back, and you just dish over weak side, and he's got a wide open net hammer.
22-12, 22-12.
So that goal for Mizzou, that looks like it's going to be Ted Flutis with the goal for Mizzou, and that makes it 1-0 here in this first period of play. Looks like they're getting everything squared away, but I mean, you talk about getting the first goal, especially when you're such a heavy underdog like that, Luke. It's huge.
Oh, yeah, it's absolutely huge. You know, you go into this game and you know the offensive prowess of UW-Milwaukee, but when you can come out and say, I have my own, and also, you know, UW-Milwaukee, they've had good chances, but I wouldn't say that they've looked as dominant as the stat sheet would say. You maybe think, hey, I have an upper hand, and that's a huge mental advantage over on the Mizzou bench right now.
Big goal there by Ted Flutis. Again, Flutis and the assists on that goal going, it looks like here, we'll see, to Colin Jones on the primary assist and Sam Shellish on the secondary assist there for the Tigers. So a big one, and that gets it to 1-0. And again, keep in mind that Milwaukee is still on the power play here after giving up that shorthanded goal. So still some time to work with, 13 to be exact. Nice moves along the boards here by the Panthers as they try and go behind the net. Working at it in the corner. Trying to jam it in front, and Hindle has got that one loose, and a little extra shove there after the whistle.
A little bit of extracurriculars here in the tournament. You might see that too if this becomes a blowout one way or another, is these teams have nothing to lose if they're up against their final game of the season. So you might see some extra tempers flaring tonight, and I think the difference between the champions and the people who are going to go home on Friday is going to be how well you can control those emotions. Absolutely.
That's a good point to note, especially if you get deeper in this tournament, you got more games to play. That is going to be an important factor for sure.
I'm willing to bet number 1 seed in silver, Iowa, is not going to take as many penalties as, say, a number 8 seed.
Across the line here, look out. That one's into the stands and out of play. 8:16 to go. Again, you mentioned Iowa, the number 1 seed in the gold division. They have a bye into the semifinals, as does Illinois State, the 2 seed in the gold division. And then we've got SIUE at 3, Bradley at 4, Iowa State at 5, and then Illinois at 6.
Yeah, those top 5 are very, very tight. Iowa's a clear favorite, but, there's a lot of parity between everybody in those top 5, and Illinois may be the odd man out here.
This one banked off the boards here. Mizzou will play it right back in off the stick of Jack Goddard for Mizzou. Out through center now, back on defense, scrambling there is Colin Jones as it's banked off the boards. Delayed offside here, but everybody tags up, so we're good to go. Out through center now as it's taken by the Panthers in their own end. Up through center, Flegner handing it off here across the line. Here comes the shot into the netting and out of play.
I'm pretty sure we talk a lot how similar these jerseys are. I think last year, I'm talking same template. Mizzou, I think, has the same template jersey as this.
Probably.
I think I'm sure I recognize those white stripes too.
I'm glad that I switched the colors on here, because originally I was going to have Mizzou as black, but I changed it to help the viewers out and figuring out the color scheme, because they're very, very similar.
That would have been a disaster.
Mizzou into the zone again here, up 1-0, 7:20 to go. In our first period of play, here's a chance out front, back to the point, held on to, and the shot blocked. That one came off the stick of Sam Schellish, who of course had an assist on that first goal, a shorthanded marker by Ted Flutis. There's a chance in front, they've got some space, and that one's off the post. Good looking chance from the Tigers there.
Picked a post there, made the shot. That was a great shot, great selection. Goalie just got to it in time.
So 6:54 to go in period number 1. Again, Milwaukee is the number 1 seed here in the silver division. 2-seeded Kansas will be in action at 2:15 on rink number 2. We were originally going to have that game here, but instead we get the gold game, SIUE and Illinois. Going to be a fun one for sure.
Let me say, as media for SIUE, I think we would have had a riot if we couldn't have broadcast that game.
Here's a chance for Milwaukee. They score! Woo! Nice shot, and we got a tie game. It's 1-1.
Yeah, that's exactly where UW-Milwaukee is going to beat you. They just find speed up along the far boards there, cross the blue line. Hey, I'm just going to rip my shot off, and that was a wicked shot. Stayed low to the ground, so you'd think easy save, but no, when it's that quick, just right there.
18-29.
Heard the referee there, 18 from 29 on the score sheet. So that's Matthew Berther. And it looks like the primary assist going to, or the lone assist going to Cody Brum with 6:40 to go. So they get that tie goal that they needed badly, and we've got a 1-1 game here.
Really interesting to see how Mizzou responds. You get that first taste of how Milwaukee is going to beat you, how the Panthers are going to beat you, and we'll see if the Tigers, rise up to the challenge here.
In the defensive zone now for the Panthers, as Mizzou will go back to play it in their own end here. Each team with a goal here, just a few minutes apart from each other. As it goes Back in behind the net now. Grabbed below the goal line by Flegner and played out through center. Here comes Nickerson with speed. Nickerson slowing it down, trying to go for the redirect in front, patted away. And down below the goal line now. Good hit below. Tigers trying to move it out of the zone as that one's finally connecting on the right wing side. Odd man rush steered away by Peach into the corner. And back below the goal line, Henry Caston tried to play it there. Nobody home to help him out though. Up along the boards and grabbed that at the line as Trevor Jones plays it. Nice moves by Jones into the offensive zone here for Mizzou. Jones had it roll off the tape as he got handcuffed and banked out of the zone. Nice move by Miller as Jones got right back to defend him. Up along the boards now. Panthers with it. Good stick work by Erke for Milwaukee. Here's Kyle Erke. Headed off the tape. Mizzou has it again. Banked back to the point. And off the tape of Jones. Right out in front. And a great stop. Another try right at the doorstep. And that was a tremendous save right there by Hindle, for Mizzou.
You're thinking of the Butler Fieldhouse over there, Hinkle Fieldhouse.
We'll go back and take a look at that one on replay at our next stoppage. But meanwhile, this one up through center. Here's Erke cutting inside, lost it between the wickets. Follow-up try, they score! Nice play at the rebound, and it is 2-1 in favor of the Panthers.
You know, the Panthers here, this is exactly what they do to you. They get you right where they want you, and
20
they just
from
start.
27.
So 20 from 27 there, but they just start scoring, and I don't think they're going to stop.
Yeah, that was well done. And Hindle bailed him out the first time, but it's hard to do that 2 times in a row. And he had all kinds of players in front there too, so that made things extra tough. So 4:25 to go in the first period of play, and now the Panthers have responded quickly here with 2 goals to make it 2-1 after they gave up a shorthanded goal to the Tigers. Here's a big windup in the slot. That one just missed the mark. That was Colin Jones with a big windup there. Nice move into the zone by Jeep Aspenleiter. Into the corner now. Pass out front and another great pad stop by the goaltender Hindle. And he's made a couple of big ones here. This thing could be 5-1, 6-1 already, if not for him.
Yeah, it absolutely could. You're starting to see Wisconsin get all these chances. Here's another one.
Big save again by Hindle as he's able to kick that one out with the right pad. 3:33 to go in the period. That will stop the clock as it's still a 2-1 lead for the UW-Milwaukee Panthers.
Mizzou, they're not controlling the scoreboard, but they're also not controlling the game right now. Milwaukee is keeping it on their half of the ice, on their third of the ice. It's a relentless attack right now. And Mizzou, they can try and turn it around, but I think right now they're just hoping that the clock expires before it gets another one on the board.
Could use a rest here for sure, no doubt about that. There's a chance in the slot. Miller saved by Hindle once again.
Hindle having a good game so far. I mean, really, you can't fault him for the second goal. The first one was a little weak considering how low it was. You should have got your pads down, but the speed at which they came in the zone and the speed at which the shot was, I mean, that's just going to be a goal you give up sometimes. But yeah, he's not had a bad game. He's made some brilliant saves. This has been all Milwaukee for the last 5 or 6 minutes almost.
Up the boards now, Tigers clear it out of the zone. Flung right back in by Gottfried as Hindle will come and play it off here. Up the boards now, Tigers looking to move out. Nice tape-to-tape pass off the stick of Caston. Across the zone, dropping it back. Caston with the shot fired wide. So one up off the boards. And Nickerson lunging to try and get it out, but that one's kept in right at the line. Jammed at the blue line here as the Tigers try and move it right back in. Caston takes a tumble to the ice. Penalty coming up. Referee saw it right there, and we're going to get a penalty against the Panthers.
Looks like tripping. That was a number 10 that number 20 actually Flutus that went down right there. So hook call right there. I mean, you saw a guy go down like that, and you just know that's going to be a penalty coming up.
So 2:41 to go in the first, and it's just a chance here if you're Mizzou where you got to strike here because things have not been going your way these past few minutes.
Yeah, this is going to be one of those moments that we look back and we say this is what could have changed the game or this is what did change the game. It's all up to Mizzou to figure out if they want to be a could or a did.
Oh, right there's a shot and a goal.
They decided they wanted to be a did and not a could.
That one's in the back of the net. How about that? Seconds into the power play.
I don't think – hold on. I wrote down this time. It looks like we had 3 seconds.
2 from 10.
3 seconds passed between the face-off and the shot and the score. That was a brilliant play. You know, that's the kind of thing you draw up in a playbook and you just fingers crossed. It never really gets the opportunity to work. Boom, right there it does.
Colin Jones with a blast from the point, which makes it 2-2, and that is a huge goal for the Tigers. As 2 from 10 on the scoring summary there, so the primary assist, or lone assist rather, goes to Henry Caston for the Mizzou Tigers, but a big one nonetheless.
I'm starting to wonder if these, not that this particular goal has had a secondary assist, but these refs haven't given us a single secondary assist all game.
Ooh, look out. That one's right up in the booth.
I'll protect the camera here.
Yeah, we don't want to have any accidents there. We'll get that puck at the end of the first period. Not used to this because I am the broadcaster for Bradley, and we got a full netting, so it's pretty much impossible for the puck to come up here in the booth.
Well, you know, over at the East Alton Ice Arena where SIUE plays, we do not have netting, and we are about 3 to 4 rows in the tippy top, 3 to 4 rows off the ice. So some nights it's a shooting gallery. We've had a camera take out a tripod before. That was fun. Oh. We hockey taped it back together. Don't worry.
Anything to get that quick fix in.
Right.
Icing here against Mizzou, so back down to their end. I'll get this power play cleared off the screen, of course, after that goal. So 2-2 with just under 2 to play in the first. We'll have SIUE and Illinois in the gold division up next here at 2 p.m. and then Marquette Wheaton at 5. That's bronze. And then Bradley and Iowa State to close things out in the gold division at 8. Along the boards now. Good physical presence as Mizzou finally able to get it out and played at the line. Nice dish off by Miller. Nickerson on the knuckleballer. Just fired it wide. Rebound. They score! Backhanded in front, and just like that, it's UW-Milwaukee who retakes the lead.
That's a deflator for Mizzou right there. You know, you tied it up 2-2. You're thinking, hey, maybe we can hang with them. Boom. Immediately there's another gap on the scoreboard, and you're wondering if this is our best and we can't pace with these guys, you know, what are we going to do? How are we going to change it up?
22-19, 22-19.
You heard the scoring summary there, 22 from 19. So that's Hunter Hicks from Gavin Nickerson. Hard to believe that's the first point of the day for Gavin Nickerson, number 98 on the year.
Especially for a guy he's been, we said his name a lot. He's been in almost all the plays here. That's the first time he's on the score sheet. Whew. He's had a busy game for not being on the score sheet up until this point.
Down below the goal line now. Panthers trying to play it. So they look to move out of the zone. Up through center, missed pass. And coming out to play it here is Hindle. Up the boards, almost kept in by Gottfried, but will scramble to get back on defense here. Up along the wall now, thrown down low behind the goal line with 1 minute to play in this first period. It's been a good one so far, lots of scoring, 3-2 in favor of the Panthers. Down low below the goal line now as they take a hold of it. Flegner with the long pass right at the line as it will connect, drop back, but escapes the zone. And so played at the line by Sean Carrier. Back to get it is Carter Flegner. Below the goal line, 32 to play in the period. Flipped up out through center. Miller the intended target, and that one gets past the Mizzou defense. Here's Miller, shoots off the mask, and that rebound flutters its way to the corner as There's a live bird up in here somewhere at the Nelson Center. Just caught my eye as I was trying to figure out where that puck was going. Pad save again by Hindle with 7 to play in the period in the corner. And this one will pretty much do it for the first period, as that will wind it down with the first period coming to an end, a 3-2 lead for the UW-Milwaukee Panthers. But that was certainly an interesting first period, both teams going back and forth there, Luke.
It absolutely was, and I think if you're Mizzou, you'd like to be tied. Obviously, the period ended on kind of a downer note there with about a minute and a half to go. UW-Milwaukee coming up with a 1-goal lead. But if you're Mizzou, I think you have to be satisfied with that. You proved that you can hang with them so far. You proved that you can score on them so far. And, it's as simple as making some adjustments, maybe tightening up as UW-Milwaukee enters the zone. They tend to do that with a lot of speed, and that tends to bring guys out into open areas. I think Mizzou make a few adjustments. You could be right back in this game. You could maybe pull off the upset.
Absolutely. We've got a good one here after the first period. UW-Milwaukee on top of Mizzou 3-2. Alongside Luke Clevenger, I'm Matt Harrington. You are watching the 2020 MACHA Playoffs. 3-2 lead for the Panthers after one. Stay with us. We'll be back for period number 2. Welcome back to the Nelson Center here in Springfield, Illinois. Just about to get going for period number 2 of this MACHA Silver Division playoff between UW-Milwaukee and Mizzou. A 3-2 lead for the UW-Milwaukee Panthers. And a pretty good period. I think we can both agree that both teams had their ups and downs that period. Mizzou started out really well, and then they slowed down a little bit thanks to the 2 goals from UW-Milwaukee. But they got a little bit of life there at the end of that period thanks to that goal that got it down to within 1.
Yeah, absolutely. The Missouri Tigers, I said this coming out of the period. I'll say it again. They got to be happy with that period. They hung with Milwaukee. They had a bit of a bummer ending, but at the end of the day, you scored first. You tied it back up. So you've proven that you can break open the scoring. You've proven you can take the lead, and you've proven that you can catch up from a deficit. And it's just a matter of making that small adjustment to watch how UW-Milwaukee enters the zone, to watch how they function on offense. You just got to adjust to that. I know that's a big ask, but if you can do that, Mizzou might pull off the upset here.
Ted Flutis was one of the 2 goal scorers for the Tigers. The other was Colin Jones. And then for Milwaukee, the 2 goals coming from, let's see here, looks like Daniel Gerhard had the most recent one. Then you also, of course, had UW-Milwaukee's Kyle Erke with one, and then it looks like Hunter Hicks had one as well. So those are the goals so far for both teams. Here's a shot from the point. They score! Oh, how about that? We are tied once again.
Well, we just said, hey, Mizzou's proven they could come back from a deficit. There they do it again. Mizzou, though they went down twice, but they didn't go out in a tie game, and Mizzou is riding. Mizzou has more to be happy about this game.
5-16.
Mizzou has more to be happy about in this game than UW-Milwaukee. That's for sure.
Well, just like that, we are tied again, and this one is going to come off the tape here. Let's see who got the goal for Mizzou. I'll get a look at that in just a second, but looks like Mitch Drexler with the goal for the Tigers. Again, Mitch Drexler on the goal, and the assist going to Jacob Kasten. So Kasten and number 16 getting the assist there for the Mizzou Tigers. But, I mean, just like that, you talked about needing to get some momentum, and that's exactly what they do on that goal from Drexler.
And here's the response from UW-Milwaukee. Huge tense right there, goes out of play. But, I mean, this is where Milwaukee is kind of built their game. Was earlier in the game, Mizzou goes up 1, they figure out a way, and you see the counterattack from Milwaukee. And this is what you're going to see right now is UW-Milwaukee's counterattack, and that is where they're at their most dangerous.
19:11 here to go in the second frame. Just getting underway, but we've already had a plethora of goals here in this afternoon contest. And this is 1 versus 8 in the Silver Division. UW-Milwaukee at the top seed for the 2nd year in a row. Made it to the championship last year. Here's a drive from the point. Pat save Hindle, whacking away in front, and now finally cleared out of there by the Tigers. Hindle had to come up strong once again.
Rough little play there. Hindle didn't know where the puck was. He was on his butt, which is the worst place to be as a goalie. And had a guy fall on top of him. Very lucky for Mizzou that UW-Milwaukee didn't put one up top there.
Into the Panther offensive zone again. Poke to the corner off the lunging stick there of Gerhard. And now up in the air it will go. Played up out of the zone by the Tigers. It's Matthew Berther rather than Gerhard, number 18 for the Panthers. Out of the zone it comes, and here they come into the zone. Good speed, could have a 3-on-1 if they hurry. Sent across and broken up by the Mizzou defense. Nice job to get back on defense there. Panthers still pressing in the zone. Good defensive effort there from Dutkowski for the Panthers. Man goes down back behind the net. And Berther will play it back here for the Panthers. Up along the boards now, Mizzou trying to move it out. And they finally do so, scooping it up on the backhand. Up in the air, that one goes into the ceiling, and we knew it was going to be a problem. And there's our first puck into the ceiling out of play.
You know, It's interesting to me to watch UW-Milwaukee. They come into the zone with speed. We've talked about that before, but there's speed that's out of control, but they are a very controlled team with speed. They almost remind me of, this division's equivalent, of course, of maybe a dynasty-run Blackhawks from the earlier part of this decade.
Off the draw, played back into Mizzou territory. They try and move it up out of the zone, played right at the red line. A couple of players in there, including Clayton Lieberman. Back come the Panthers. Shot was blocked and flipped up out of the zone, as this one will go all the way down to Peach, who will play it here for the Panthers. Up the boards, struggling to get it out there was Cody Brum. Now the Panthers play it up out of the zone through center. Man went down and banked off the skate and down below the Panther goal line. Outlet pass on the near side boards, flung up out of there and hustled after here by the Tigers. Lieberman right after it, the Mizzou goaltender. Of course, that's William Hindle wanted a icing there, but that one was a close-looking opportunity as well.
Seemed to find a stick or a skate or something. It popped up there in the middle of the shot.
Here's a chance now for the Panthers in front as they whack away, turn around, try, puck loose, and Hindle once again kicks out the pad, and a mayhem in front of the net.
We had 1, 2, 3 men down. The net is off its moorings as Hindle sprawled there. Puck was whistled dead. Nobody's going to go to the box there. But that was madness for a couple seconds there, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And you take a look at this replay again, and Hindle once again had to come up with a big stop. So that'll stop the clock with 16:41 in the second period. Faceoff will come just outside the zone here. Again, been a great game. Despite the 1 versus 8 matchup, this has turned out to be a good one so far, but still a lot of hockey to be played. Across the line, Hindle fights it off with the chest. Milwaukee trying to apply some more pressure here. This one flung off the boards and up to the point, but not out as it's kept in. Tigers chop it out at the line and play it up ahead. Bumped off the puck there was Brett Martin, who has to go back on defense now. Martin finds his man. Here's a chance for the Tigers, and they score! Their their second lead of the game, and their first one since the first period. It's 4-3.
We'll call them the comeback kids. You heard all game. We're guilty of pumping this up, that UW-Milwaukee offense, but right now they're being outpaced by the Missouri Tigers. The Tigers have found they've come back. They've taken the lead. They're doing it all right now, and it's incredible to watch this team hang with a team that is faster than them in the Panthers. This is a very, very intriguing matchup. It's an old school versus new school kind of philosophy here.
A huge goal, and they have now scored 3 unanswered goals to have the lead here. And it has been a phenomenal game. Milwaukee trying to answer here as that one goes into the corner. All kinds of goal scoring here in this one, and we're still early in the second. Back behind the net now. Back to the point. The shot there steered away. That was a good-looking shot opportunity there from Zach Gottfried. And out through center it will come. The Tigers are heavy underdogs here, but they are making their mark, leading 4-3 here in the early second period. Chance back to the point, fanned on, and that's taken a hold of quickly by the Panthers as they come up through center. Good seal off there on the defensive effort from the Tigers rather. Colin Jones making the nice defensive play. Right at center ice. Outstretched stick of Sam Schellist making a play there. Schellist has an assist so far here today for the Tigers. Back out through center. Here comes Milwaukee into the zone, broken up on the stick there of Cole Gast. Wind up shot from the top of the circle, and Hindle just able to get a piece of it for the whistle.
Right off the blocker save there. Those can be kind of hard saves to make. When you have your blocker, you have to come up with it with your shoulder. It can leave a nice wide hole open right under the crook of your arm right there.
Hindle has made a bunch of saves already. We'll get the official shot total for you at the end of this period. But
I was going to say, it really bothers me. Neither of these scoreboards have either shots or penalties on the scoreboard.
yeah,
Or one of them has one penalty. My bad.
nonetheless, it would be nice to have the shots on goal. For
Yeah,
sure.
I'd almost rather have the shots than the penalty. At least you can keep track of the penalty, right?
Absolutely. Across the line now. Here come the Panthers into the zone. Man knocked down, as that's a nice defensive effort. But here come the Panthers again, trying to strike to flex off the stick of Mizzou's Sam Schellis and out of play. Schellis made a really nice play there defensively to get the whistle. Clock stops at 14-17 here in period number 2. Already, though, a couple of goals from the Mizzou Tigers in this period. They lead at 4-3. Again, they had the 1-0 lead, but they have not led since that point, of course, until now after they scored their 4th goal. Off the draw, one back by the Tigers, trying to play it up along the boards, but all kinds of traffic jamming that wall there. Panthers with it, holding on to it in the slot, trying to go back for the pass there was Murphy, but looks like we're going to have a penalty called here.
Penalty on Mizzou. You saw a man there in the high slot area go down. Looks like it's going to be a tripping call.
So that will set up a power play here.
Cross check. That's interesting. I saw him go down. I didn't see the cross check. I assumed it was going to be a trip.
I did not see that either. That's a interesting point.
Usually with a cross check, you can pick it out very easily, right? It's a very obvious penalty to pick out. That's maybe a weak cross check call, but I'm sure it was a penalty.
So power play again for Milwaukee, their 3rd one of the day, and they need something now. They are down 4-3 here as heavy favorites over this Mizzou team. At the back door, and that one just missed the mark. They were looking to load it up there on that left side for Gavin Nickerson, but his big, powerful slap shot just missed the mark. Now across the line it comes. Nickerson waiting at the back door, gets it again, and that one's deflected, but not out, kept in. Here's Gottfried, sends it across. Nickerson waiting as he will go back for Gottfried, who is not able to keep it in as they call it offsides.
It looks like he almost stick-handled it back offside. He had the puck under control, took it out, took it in, and that's what we call a brain fart is the technical term right there.
Good looking chances, though. Can tell you what, they are waiting right there at that point to get it to Gavin Nickerson on that left side. That is goal number 1.
They are, they have 2 strategies here. One is get it to Gavin Nickerson sitting there on that point, and he'll just rip one. And 2 is they're dangerous on zone entry. So really this offense, we said it before, comes into you with multiple facets. They win the game in multiple different ways.
Very Alex Ovechkin-like, waiting for that big one-timer at that left point.
And that's the thing, too, is much like Ovi, everyone knows where it's going. You just can't stop it. Hold on here.
Here's a nice chance into the zone. That one rolls off the tape. Pressure into the corner by Trevor Jones. And the Panthers continuing to press here. Drop back to the point, the intended target, Matt Murphy, but now here comes Mizzou out of the zone. Cross the line, good speed, and a nice save once again. They were looking for their 2nd shorthanded goal of the game, but that one's held on to by Peach.
I want to go back to that Alexander Ovechkin comparison because I see so many fans NHL level that say, well, he's there. Why don't you just stop him? Every team in the league has been trying to stop him at that exact location for how many years? 10 years now?
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. Every team that plays UW-Milwaukee knows that Gavin Nickerson is sitting there at that point ready to take a shot. If they haven't figured it out now, they might not, ever.
And Nickerson just so dangerous. And he's already gotten on the score sheet here this afternoon a bunch, and another nice stop by Hindle to get that one out of play.
That'll be an underappreciated save. When you go back and look at the game, you're going to think about the big sprawling saves, but he got that leg pad down and at an angle enough to where he can make that save. That was not anywhere close to maybe his effective butterfly range.
Tell you what, though, this game would be a completely different story without Hindle. He has made some really, really good saves, as you mentioned that one right there, and a bunch of other highlight reel ones too. Held on to and moved down low into the corner. That shot's blocked off the tape of Erke. trying to go to the back door and up in the air again, deflects out of play for another stoppage.
That's an awfully close place to be taking that shot there. Might have been better just to kick it back out. You had 2 or 3 sticks there, and it looked like Hindle was pretty centered on the puck. So, maybe the slot area is romantic on Valentine's Day. You like to fall in love with getting the puck in the slot area, but a lot of times that's where your least effective chances happen.
Valentine's Day hockey here, though, at the Nelson Center here in Springfield, Illinois.
I've often heard it said that Springfield is the most romantic city on earth.
Is that true?
Absolutely not.
Back to get it now are the Panthers in their own end. This one chopped into the corner off a couple of skates and up off the glass as they come in. They could have a 3-on-2 if they hurry. Across the line on the outside. Hindle was ready. That one goes cross crease and misses the mark as it will be taken back by Flegner. Intercepted at the line by Mizzou. Cole Gast into the zone, dropping it back to Gast in front, and he fanned on it. That was a blown chance there for the Tigers.
That was a heat-seeking couple of passes there, and they didn't even look like they got off the tape all that well, but they managed to find their way through 2 defenders through the skates, and just could not corral it to get some elevation on that puck. But that was a great back and forth there. I have no idea how it made it through those skates.
Yeah, they had the defenders beat there, that's for sure. 11:26 to go in period 2. We have had 2 goals in this period, both by Mizzou, as they scramble back to get it now in their own end up along the boards as it's grabbed a hold of here by Mitch Drexler. He's got one of the goals for the Tigers here today. Intercepted at the line and forced back into the corner, up off the boards, and chopped at and held in by Nickerson. Nice job to bat it out of the air and keep it in the zone. Down below the Mizzou goal line now as they will reset. Forechecking there is Hunter Hicks, one of the goal scorers for the Panthers. Up the boards and back down low, back behind Peach as it will be gathered in by Matt Murphy. Can't clear it out, kept in by the Tigers. Here's a shot. Peach makes the pad save. And back out through the neutral zone, quickly flung right back in off the tape of Colin Jones. Just about halfway through period number 2 here. Up along the boards, Jones takes a hit along the boards. Right in front of the official, as working there along the boards was Brett Martin. Trying to find his teammate off some skates. So we got some mayhem here at center. Now off the boards it will come right up along the bench as Nickerson drops it off. Nice pass to Miller in the slot. Miller slows it down and Hindle just got a piece of it on that right post.
Miller could have stick-handled a man in a phone booth right there. Some great moves, instantly created space for that shot.
Down below the goal line now. Mizzou player goes down back behind the play. Outstretched pass trying to go here for Kyle Erke. Erke takes a hit down low, goes down, and Mizzou will take a hold of it. 9:28 to go in the period. A long pass. This goes into the netting and out of play.
This poor linesman over here on the right-hand side, we don't have the ref names with us, unfortunately, but he had to get out of the play over there. He looked like he was just like, please don't whack me in the shins. He had to duck for that puck. I mean, this guy's having a bad couple of minutes here.
Part of the job.
part of the job. I wonder if he's got some like padding on under that.
I would hope.
I would certainly hope so. Otherwise, he's playing with fire, right?
Absolutely. Into the zone now as the Tigers come in. Sean Carrier had it for a moment. Along the boards, Carrier throwing the body nicely there. And penalty coming up. Looks like an elbow on UW-Milwaukee. Looks like it's just going to be a rough call, but nonetheless, the power play coming up.
This is Milwaukee's second penalty of the game. They haven't given many opportunities to Mizzou, but remember, Mizzou scored, almost 3 seconds into their first one. So Mizzou may be going for, I wouldn't call it a killing blow, but I would call it a big blow to go up by 2.
Especially where you have crossed the midway point of this game as well. So,
would you like to take place in an SIUE tradition? Should we do that?
What's that?
At the halfway mark of every game, and we'll get to it next break here. We do a Flow of the Game award.
Ooh, that might be something I'm interested for sure. Mizzou on the power play here. Again, as we mentioned, second time. They scored just seconds into their first one, but not going to happen this time, but still a lot of time to work with 1:48 to go on the power play.
So flow of the game, we award best hair of the game award, and I'm thinking it's either between goalie Jake Peach over here, or maybe this. We got a coach down here with a mullet. So let's mull over our options, and we'll get back to that.
Absolutely. Out of the zone it comes now. Mizzou trying to get back defensively. Splitting the seams there, and a backhand try from number 18 for UW-Milwaukee. That's Gerhard Berther, for the Mizzou Tigers, or Panthers rather. Good looking opportunity there. Shorthanded, and they will have to get back on defense now. Lots of space to work with for Mizzou as they come in. That one rolled off the tape, jammed that in front, and now down into the corner. That was Caston that had a good looking chance. Back to the point, the shot deflects wide of Peach as it's gathered on the left wing side. Hold on to on the boards. They'll go back below the goal line now. Caston works it back down low into the left corner. 8 minutes to play in the period. Mizzou on top 4-3. Into the corner now, holding on to it. They find their man back at the point. Here's Jones, loads it up, blocked, and going into the corner now with 40 seconds to go on the power play. Jones for the redirect, back to the point. Another shot blocked in front as UW-Milwaukee is in desperation mode here on defense. Held on to down low into the corner, flung up to the wall but not out. Jones with the keep. Jones goes down low into the corner. Back to Jones at the point, loads it up, blocked in front. Big juicy rebound, shot wide, and that will finally get it down. But my goodness, all kinds of chances there for the Tigers.
Interesting sequence there by the Tigers. They went near point to far corner, back to near point. That's how they set up their attack, was by making the longest possible cross-ice pass in the offensive zone. You don't see that very often,
no,
let alone it succeed twice in a row.
A lot of blocked shots there for the Panthers there defensively as well.
And, you know, we talked about offense. That's good defense right there, too. If you're willing to get your body in front of a shot, goalie really appreciates that the entire time.
7:10 to go and 3 seconds on the power play here in period number 2. Again, we still have a long way to go, but this result has no doubt been a surprise so far with Mizzou on top. The Milwaukee bench wanting a tripping call there, but they won't get it as we'll come out the other way. Cross the line down below the goal line towards Peach. Chopped that at the side of the net, and net got dislodged there for a moment, but we'll play on. Now here come the Panthers across the line. Nice moves into the zone, sticked away by Hindle into the corner. And now up into the slot area, back to the point. Trying to get the inside edge there was Flegner into the corner. Thrown back. Here's Flegner with the big shot on the wrister there. Blocked away. Flegner will get it back. Flegner loads it up and another block. That worked out nicely for Mizzou as they come the other way. Goddard into the zone, but that one will roll off his tape. And Milwaukee will reset. Defenseman goes down. Quick shot made. The save there was Peach. And back down around the other way, but we got defensemen going down everywhere here.
That's exciting hockey to watch. I mean, it tells you both teams, they really, really want this game. Milwaukee maybe in desperation mode, realizing it's not going to come as easy as they thought. Mizzou smelling blood in the water right now. Both these teams are amped up in their defense and are ready to throw themselves in front of every single shot.
Banked off the boards. UW-Milwaukee will have it here in their defensive zone. And banked out through center. Nice play at the line by Mizzou's number 16, Jacob Caston. Flung back into Mizzou territory as Hindle will come out to play it. Down below the goal line now as it's taken a hold of by the Tigers. Defensive pass now up ahead. They were looking for Brett Martin that time, but it's an icing, and we'll go back down to Mizzou territory with 5:10 to go in the second period.
I want to say that it's the shock here doesn't come from a disrespect of Mizzou's skills. The shock here comes from a respect of how good Milwaukee has been this season. right? When you see a drastic change in the amount of scoring output, in the deadliness of 3 specific players up to this point, it's impressive that Mizzou figured out a way to do what so many teams couldn't this season.
Banked up out of the zone, and now it'll be played right at the line, flipped out through center, as it will be taken now by Cody Brum. Up ahead as the Panthers try and grab a hold of it now. Under 5 minutes to play here in this second period. It's been 4-3 for most of this period. Here's a chance now for the Panthers. A little bit too much on the extra move there by Kyle Erke, and it'll be tipped up out of the zone. Back down for another icing here against the Tigers.
It's something I see the Milwaukee players do, and this is kind of what separates the boys from the men, is when you have to put a deke on somebody, when you have to put a stick handling move on somebody, you often think of it as a situation where you get past somebody. But UW-Milwaukee does a good job. Multiple players of theirs use it to create space. It's not to get away from somebody, it's to make you an extra 5 feet away from the defender. That opens up so many of their shot opportunities.
That's a really good point, too, as we continue on here. Milwaukee trying to strike. There's a long shot from the point, blocked again. The block shots have been mounting up here for both of these teams in this game. Another icing Mizzou, or against Mizzou here, and that seems to be a common trend here over these past few minutes.
I hope this doesn't mean that Mizzou is getting winded. This is not, they have a full bench, so I'd assume, they're still good to go with 4 minutes left in the second, but usually when you're tired, you start flinging the puck down. I hope Mizzou, they're active here, because this is a very entertaining game, and I would hate to see it become a matter of who's got more legs.
4:12 to go in the period. Off the draw, Panthers trying to force it back below the goal line now. And up along the boards. This one will sneak its way out of the zone. Back to get it is Flegner. They'll pick it up and send it right up ahead off the skates of his teammate Keaton Gill, the intended target there. There's a giveaway out in front and a pad save. That was a good-looking chance for the Panthers there. Flegner pinching in.
To say that rebound given up there by Hindle was it was a good rebound. Nobody was there in the slot area, but that was a fat chance right there.
Here come the Panthers across the line now again. An odd man rush. The trailer man trying to pick it up, but nothing doing as Mizzou comes out through center. Here's Kasten. He'll dump it in and come off for a change with three of his other teammates. And into the corner now. Here's some space to work with now for Mizzou. That one fired wide by Daniel Rahm. He's got a goal. Now out in front, and that one just went off the wickets there. A great chance. And Daniel Rahm nearly potted his second of the game. Should have been an interference penalty called back behind the goal line, but we'll play on. Thrown out towards the front of the net and broken up by the Panthers as they go back out through center.
This game is getting a little chippier. You can tell both these teams, they're into it. You see some hits behind the plays you certainly didn't see in the opening minutes of this game.
The stakes are high. Season's on the line here this afternoon. Into the zone. Good tie up into the corner. Milwaukee wanted a penalty, but we will play on. And that's where that chippiness element is coming in here. Refs letting a lot of these ticky-tacky stuff go here as we play on. Chance in the slot broken up. Work back to the point. Here's the load up from Cody Brum as he'll go down low. Back to the point. Deflected up in the air off the tape of Gottfried and cleared out through center as Gottfried will pick it up again. Here's Brum. Missed his pass. And it will go back for Brum once again with under 2 to play. We're winding down here, period number 2, as we've had 2 goals, both from Mizzou in the early stages of this period.
I said at the end of the first period, Mizzou has to consider that a mild success, at least be somewhat pleased with the first period. Second period, they have to be enthralled. This whole game is going very well for them. Shot wide here.
Worked at behind the net now. Net came off the mooring, so ref will blow it dead right away. 1:28 to go in the second frame.
You know, let's examine the period Mizzou's had, all right? They came back from down. They seem to make those adjustments. They're up 3 unanswered goals right now. They seem to be shutting down most of the opportunities or forcing opportunities wide or to force areas. You saw a lot of Hindle having to make robbing saves in the first period. You're not seeing that here in the second period.
Yeah, they have done a nice job tightening up defensively in this game. At least in this period, rather. There's a chance right out in front on the backhand, and that one just missed the mark. Hindle was ready, but it missed wide. Now back to the point. UW-Milwaukee with some prime chances here, but Hindle extends the glove out and makes a terrific save.
Matt Murphy needs to get a little more something on that shot. It wasn't really screened, and it was a wrist shot. Any kind of wrist shot from the blue line, you're relying on a screen or a deflection to really make it in, unless your name's Alexander Ovechkin or Vladimir Tarasenko, one of those two guys. Patrick Kane has a similar shot, but at this level, you need to have more deflections, more screening there if you're going to bust off a shot like that from the blue line.
Off the draw, fired wide as the Panthers tried to strike there. As we have hit the 1 minute mark now in this second period, Mizzou hanging on to a 4-3 lead. A lot of time, of course, still to play in this game with a full period ahead of us, but they are in the driver's seat right now. Down into the corner as Milwaukee will track it down. Matt Murphy below the goal line and out of the zone. It will come. Played up and forced into the zone. Billy Hindle going way out to play it here. If that was in the NHL, that would be a penalty right there, of course, with the trapezoid in the NHL.
The Marty Brodeur rule. Blues legend Marty Brodeur, I should say.
Into the corner now as it's chopped at. Flung up out of the zone, 20 to go in the period as Carter Flegner will go back to get it. One last chance for Milwaukee to try and get this game even up as they will come up ahead. Into the zone with speed is Kyle Erke. Erke around the outside. Tied up in the corner, 3 to go in 1 second, and that will do it. The Mizzou Tigers are 1 period away from pulling off a monumental upset here in the Silver Division.
I can't think of any matchup right now in silver or maybe even gold that would be as big of an upset as this would be. The Mizzou Tigers are looking fantastic. Their adjustments have all worked between the periods. The saves that they're requiring Hindle to make are much simpler saves. He's not having to stand on his head, so to speak, although he is having a very, very good stretch here. Mizzou, everything's clicking. Ball is in the Panthers' court right now. They have to be the ones to make adjustments, and I'm not sure they've had to do that very much this season.
Yeah, no, not at all. Only 6 losses on the year for them, and they are going to have to come from behind to win this game. We've seen them do it already this game, but it's all going to be about how they respond here in this third period. So 4-3 lead for the Missouri Tigers, the 8th seed in the Silver Division, leading over the 1-seeded UW-Milwaukee Panthers after 2. Alongside Luke Clevenger, I'm Matt Harrington. Stay with us for the third period. It's going to be a fun one. We'll be back after the second intermission. Welcome back to Springfield, Illinois, as Luke Clevenger dances to some Miley Cyrus here up in the booth.
All right, look, Party in the USA, when it came out, I was a real, metal hipster, right? And I was like, oh, this is trash. As I grow old and I appreciate things, song slaps, not going to lie.
4-3 lead here for Mizzou, the 8 seed. It has been one heck of a surprise game so far in this one, and 4-3 is your score. And it's going to be a good third period here. This looks like, did you get some food delivery there? Is that what you got?
I did. So Coach Taylor Emmerich goes, hey, you want something? And I said, they had pizza on the menu and a Chicago deep dish, and down in St. Louis we don't get many opportunities to get that. So I said, get me the smallest one you can, and this thing weighs about 15 pounds. So I got lunch and dinner tonight, baby.
There you go. But back to this game, though, 4-3 lead for Mizzou, and they are less than a period away from pulling off a monumental upset, but got to finish the job here in this third period.
If you're just tuning in, at the end of the second, we said we can't think of silver, gold, bronze, a bigger upset than this would be right now. And it would be absolutely shocking if Mizzou can continue to assert the game the way they are right now.
Down into the corner. We're about a minute into this period, a little bit behind on the scoreboard, so I'll get that fixed as soon as our next stoppage of play occurs. Now Mizzou will take a hold of it, fire it in on Peach, who makes the save, and he will hang on with 18:39 to go in the period.
Floated a little biscuit down and caught it right in the bread basket there. Peach made the underhand catch there, so as a let it bounce off the backboard that was his gut and just roll right in. That's a simple save, but every goalie on earth has let a simple one like that in. So, nice job avoiding the stress of maybe letting that one in.
Story of this game, again, if you're just joining us, Mizzou led it 1-0, then UW-Milwaukee responded. It was 2-1, and then we had a tie game at 2-2, then another 3-2 lead for UW-Milwaukee, and then the Mizzou Tigers scored a couple of quick goals early in the second period to make it 4-3. So we've been at the score for quite some time now. Here's a chance that goes just wide.
Ooh. Shot had a little bit of curve on it, but went a little awry. A little curveball there. Mighty Ducks action.
Down into the corner now as it's played up off the tape. Right there at the line for UW-Milwaukee is Gill, and he will play it down into the corner. Chance there, slides across the blue paint into the corner. Down low as it's worked up off the boards here and banked up out of the zone. After to get it for the Panthers is Carter Flegner, and batted down off the stick. And that one will be blown dead by the official. Too many men, I think we have here against Milwaukee.
Oh.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, you cannot afford in any game to take bench minors. Those are almost always silly penalties, and this was the epitome of a game that you can't afford to take a bench minor in. They are very upset with themselves. They think the ref wasn't lenient enough with the rate at which they got back to the bench, and nobody's happy about this one. But well, with the exception of one team, Mizzou, yeah, they're pretty happy to be on the power play.
They'll take that any day of the week there.
Especially after the success they had on their first power play. They're 1 for 2 so far. First power play scored 3 seconds in. They've looked pretty strong on the power play so far. So let's see how they roll with this opportunity.
Good chance indeed here for Mizzou to try and extend their lead. They have not had a 2-goal lead in this game, so that would be a first if they were able to strike here on this power play. They also have they've got a power play goal and a shorthanded goal. Here's a chance in front, and robbed was the goaltender, Pete, or making the save rather was Peach. Wow.
That was highway robbery. Comes post to post, drops down in the butterfly, makes a mid-butterfly save while he's extending that right leg. What a save.
Back the other way come the Panthers as they try and get back on offense here. Miller had that one roll off the tape. And now a long pass will go too far. No icing. Panthers wanted one, but we will play on here. It's 1:05 to go on the UW-Milwaukee power play.
I've seen the Panthers go for, I would guess, about 10, 12 home run passes so far in this game, and I've only seen really one of them work, and maybe Mizzou's picked up on that as well, is that if you force Milwaukee to not make a home run pass, their offense goes away.
Here comes Urke into the zone, trying to cut inside. Urke takes it around and gets clobbered on the boards. Puck comes off his stick, and Mizzou will come back the other way. Across the line, 35 to go in the period. Down low, or 35 to go on the power play, rather. Chance in front, and Peach makes the save. Follow-up trying to find that glove on the puck, but this one will wind up along the boards now.
That's frustrating as a goalie when oh, hold on, shot here.
Another good opportunity. Man shoved down. That was Henry Caston in the corner. Now bump back to the point. They'll hold on, another shot, and that one's held on to by Peach, but he was swarmed with shots there.
He was, absolutely, and that can be a very frustrating and disorienting and maybe panic-inducing thing as a goalie, is when you see the puck, or maybe you can't see the puck, but you know where about it is. You try and glove that puck, but there's too many sticks, there's too many skates in the way. As a goalie, you want control in those situations, and when you have it forced away from you, it gets in your head a little bit, you go into panic mode.
Off the draw, another shot and a save by Peach, who has been busy here these past few minutes, as this one will come out of the zone, and that will do it for the power play for Mizzou. So Milwaukee kills it off. They survive here, and now have to try and think about getting that goal. Back to grab it now are the Tigers in their own end. The pass up out of the zone here for Austin Gast. And now up out of the zone it will come. Big hit there thrown along the Milwaukee bench. Urke plays it into the zone as he muscles out a couple of guys and takes a man down. The twig goes flying. We got a yard sale here at the Nelson Center.
Might not be the last yard sale of the tournament, let me tell you.
Chopped at and gotten up to the line, but not out. A weak clear, and that one had some power on it off the stick of Carter Flegner. Off the boards now, and Flegner will have to go back and get it all the way down in his own end with 14:44 to go in the period.
Let me tell you, with the intensity that these two teams are turning up to as crunch time nears, that will not be the last piece of equipment that goes flying in this game.
Up along the boards now, Urke will take it on the left side for Milwaukee. Trying to find that puck there and moved up out of the zone. Here come the Mizzou Tigers into the zone. Knocked off the puck there looked like Ted Flutis, and they score! 5-3. Mizzou has a 2-goal lead for the first time tonight. That is a big, big goal.
That is maybe the biggest goal so far, even if it doesn't turn out to be the winning one. That 2-goal lead with a game that has seen the rate of scoring drop dramatically as the game progresses forward. A 2-goal lead in this situation right now, that is a dagger. The dagger's right there, ready to go for the kill. UW-Milwaukee is going to be on fight mode for the last 14 and change of this game.
Second goal of the game for Ted Flutis. He had the first goal for UW-Milwaukee, and now he's got the 5th one here for his team as they hang on to a 5-3 lead. Here's a chance in front, and stumbling on his feet there was Hindle, but was able to make the stop and keep this thing going. 5-3 lead, and you mentioned it, crunch time, most people consider it the last 5 minutes or so of the game. It's now for the Milwaukee Panthers. Here's a chance in front, Hindle with the knuckleballer, and comes all the way out to make a spectacular play. He got some help from his defense there as well. Now along the boards, Nickerson holding on to it. Nice pass in the slot, and a stop there. Big rebound over the top, and somehow Hindle kept that out as we get punches thrown here back below the goal line. Catch your breath.
Well, let's start with Hindle. He makes an incredible save. I don't know if you caught this, but when he popped up, he was a little cocky, did a little 180 spin. He was like, that's right, that's right. Made another great save, and then extracurriculars come. Milwaukee's going to have to be careful with these extracurriculars. They will be hurt a lot more on a 1-for-1 than Mizzou will.
We're going to have a penalty coming up here, it looks like. I think we're going to get a minor here against Mizzou. Oh, coincidentals looks like here. So we'll see if we play 5-on-5 or 4-on-4, but we've got guys in the box for each team. Couldn't catch the numbers there, but
7 for Mizzou, 11 for UW-Milwaukee.
that, of course, would be Cole Gast and then Keaton Gill for their respective teams. So we've got, I think we might have an extra minor. Nope, we're going to play 4-on-4, it looks like here. So we will have 4-on-4 for 2 minutes. As we continue on here at the Nelson Center, outlet pass comes up ahead for Mizzou. They lead at 5-3 as big underdogs in this one. That'll come off sides with 13:19 to go in the period.
I know it sounds counterintuitive, but when it comes, Milwaukee needs to play a safe game right now. They need to be very, reckless, quick with their offense, but they need to be safe and smart when it comes to anything and everything that could possibly get a penalty. I know you're looking for compete penalties that aren't a big deal, but it's not going to hurt Mizzou if they take a penalty with only 2 goals here.
Cross, here's a shot. Ooh, great stop by Peach. Just had the pad at the right place, right time to make that stop. Down low into the corner now as it's dug out of there by the Panthers and kept in. Here's a chance for Mizzou, the big windup, and the goaltender Peach just got a piece of it and deflected it out of play.
I don't think he knew where that puck went. He felt it hit him, and he turned to the wrong side of where that puck went flying. I think he was just like, well, something hit me, and it's a good sign, right? If it hits you and you feel it, you know you at least partially did your job, right?
So face-off will be in the offensive zone here. Again, there is not enough words to describe how big this upset would be if Mizzou can pull this off. Now, I know Vanda Boss is out of the lineup for UW-Milwaukee today, but you got Gavin Nickerson and Mike Miller, their 2 leading scorers, are in, and they have got to try and engineer something if they want to get this game back on their side. Now Fegler over across, and Hindle will come out to play it here off the boards.
Hey, you said it here again, and I'll reiterate, there's no disrespect to Mizzou, but this Milwaukee team is an excellent team. We've seen that all season. They're nationally ranked.
Yeah.
They're crying out loud. So to see them come into an 8 seed, what they had to anticipate would be an easy matchup, it's turned into anything but an easy matchup, and that is, you love the sport for the storylines it creates. This is an incredible storyline right here.
12:33 to go in the third. Still a lot of time to work with, and we saw Milwaukee, of course, when they were down 1-0, they responded immediately and got right back on top within a couple minutes. So still a long ways to go here. Up the boards now, Mizzou trying to get it out here. 52 seconds to go of 4-on-4, and then we'll go back to 5-on-5. Poked at behind. Hindle will let his defense take a hold of it as it's taken by Mitch Drexler, who's got one of the goals. Drexler with it. He'll flip it up off the boards and out through center. So we'll go back and grab it. Good speed here from Gavin Nickerson as he cuts across. Nickerson with speed across the line. Tries to go through the legs. A little bit too much on that one as he goes down low into the corner now for Poole. Back to the point. Stick save Hindle. Big juicy rebound swallowed up by the outstretched stick of Mitch Drexler. Out to the point now as will be played off the tape. Worcester broken up, and now here comes Mizzou out through center. Clearly out of gas on this shift, but trying to stuff that puck as deep as they can. And we're getting offsides, 11:29 to go in the period.
Yeah, that'll get Mizzou that much-needed line change, get some fresh legs out there. Well-timed offside call.
Again, next game coming up at 2 o'clock will be SIUE and Illinois, a gold division game, number 3 versus number 6. Should be a good contest, so looking forward to that one. Out of the zone it comes, and Milwaukee will try and play it. Big hit along the wall. Avoiding it was Urkias. He comes in, slides it across, and couldn't find his man as it's fired back in by the Panthers. Off the boards now, gathered in by Lieberman. There's Clayton Lieberman up ahead for the Panthers, or the Tigers rather. Nice defensive effort there from UW-Milwaukee as they just missed the pass, and that will be an icing against the Panthers.
You know, this Panthers offense is so good. It's so elite. And granted, it hasn't exactly reared its ugly head in this game to the point you'd expect, but this Panthers offense is so elite that really any amount of time left is time enough. 2 minutes is plenty of time for this Panthers offense to put 2 up and tie the game. So it should be an intriguing end to this matchup.
Here's a shot. Oh, that was dangerously close to the left skate of Peach. And now deflected off his blocker on another shot there off the stick of Logan Conroy for Mizzou. Banked off the boards. Down low into the corner it will go. Back up to the point. Deflected. Oh, that was a dangerous bounce. Another try in front. And somehow Peach has got a hang of it here as he holds on for the whistle.
A little extracurriculars going on there. I want to break down how exactly that chance evolved. It went off of a man's skate, and there's a player on the other side of the slot picked it up, and it kind of he did a little wraparound of his own defender to push the puck towards the net. That was an interesting way to see a chance develop.
Face off in the offensive zone again here for the Tigers. About halfway through this third period, and the lead right now by 2 goals. They hang on 5-3, trying to get another one, and you have to think that third goal, if they can get that, would be a dagger for the Panthers.
2 goals, I think the Panthers are good enough to come back from at any given time. 3 goals is a huge ask with now just under 10 minutes to go. That's a dagger.
Panthers have it back behind the net as they look for the outlet pass just up ahead. And after it now is Sam Schellist, has an assist here today for UW-Milwaukee. Up through center. That one missed the mark and gathered in now off the tape. Nice play. Here's Nickerson. He's got some space. Nickerson shoots. Nice save by Hindle. Rebound scoop to the corner by his defense. Billy Hindle keeping his team in this thing right now.
Hindle's done a good job. He's given up some rebounds, but they're almost always when Milwaukee players are not there, when the Panthers are not in that slot area, so it hasn't burned him.
Flung up off the boards here by Gottfried, and now up ahead as Mizzou will try and play it off a stick. That was Henry Caston. Now Milwaukee across the line. Good moves by Carter Flegner. Hindle will let this one go back around to the other side. We're under 9 minutes to play now. Flung up off the skates. Miller's right there as well. Try and force it into the corner. Got some gassed Panthers players out there as they will come and change here. Get some fresh legs out on the ice. Tape to tape up across the line. Mizzou working their way into the zone. Banked up off the glass. And they'll come with it out through center. Back to plate now for the Tigers is Jones. Missed the long pass, and this is not going to be an icing as we'll keep playing on here. Panthers up the boards trying to get it out of the zone. They're jammed in defensively. Flipped up off the backhand there of the Tigers, or the Panthers number 9, that's Jeep Aspenleiter, and that will go out of play for a stoppage.
If you're just joining us, we said this in the first period, but this game would be a lot simpler to call if Panthers and Tigers weren't basically the same name and they weren't wearing almost identical colors. You could convince me that it was actually Mizzou that's wearing black tonight instead of Milwaukee.
Very similar color schemes and naming schemes indeed. Be a little bit better next game when we have the Fighting Illini and the Cougars. Different color schemes from the two.
Not the same animal.
No.
That'll help as well. Actually, one's an animal, the other is a human, so that helps.
7:44 to go in this game. Milwaukee out front. Player got taken down. Penalty coming up, so Milwaukee's going to go on the power play at the next stoppage. Urke holding on to it in the corners. He's rubbed off along the wall. Urke trying to sneak it back behind the net. Delayed penalty in front. Hindle fights it off, finally touched for a whistle. And the Panthers get a much needed power play here.
Hey, you can peep a little bit of that extracurricular pushing, shoving, little how do you do going on there behind the net that's actually right in front of the net. It's actually behind William Hindle, though. That's an odd place. Maybe, Mizzou says, hey, I don't like the fact you're right behind my goalie. Stay out of my crease.
Let's see what we get here because we had the one penalty that was called.
It's not going to affect anything.
Well, we know that one penalty was
20
called.
White, let's go. 20 White has the original penalty. Get him now.
I'll turn the ice
20
mic down a
White,
little.
hook.
So hooking on Mizzou, that was Ted Flutis, who has 2 goals.
7 White and 20 Black both have minor roughs.
My guess is we're going to go 5-on-4 here with the coincidentals.
That would be my guess as well. They seem to want 20 White in there, which would, of course, be a number 20 for the Missouri Tigers. That would be a Theodore Flutis. But he seems to think he wasn't even in that play, and there's a lot of confusion going on right here.
Well, this is a key situation, too, because if you get the extra penalties, you're looking at fewer guys on the ice, more open space to work with your offense, and that could be huge in a game like this.
And, with a tight game, not much time left, you need to get this call right. So I say to the refs, take as much time as you need, basically.
Yeah. So, again, there's 7:26. We know that right now there was the original penalty called against Ted Flutis of Mizzou. So that would theoretically send Milwaukee to the power play. But then again, there was a couple extra penalties that were called by the officials. So I think we're going to get the 2-minute minor against Flutis and then a couple of coincidentals on it, or 1 on each team. So that will make it 5-on-4 if I'm not mistaken.
In these situations, I'm really thankful for that mic you have down there.
Yes, it's a game saver.
It really is, because over at the East Alton Ice Arena, we would have just been guessing and we'd be going, I guess so-and-so.
Yeah.
So-and-so's going to the box.
So we'll see where this face-off gets put. So looks like UW-Milwaukee is going to have the power play for sure. So that will give them a 5-on-4 power play here for 2 minutes with 7:25 to go in this game. And they need to get something here on this chance. Here's Gottfried, gets his return feed now. Gottfried will swing it across on the right side at the back door. Great stop by Billy Hindle. That was terrific. Keeping his team in this game. And with that 2-goal lead, puck will sneak out. They will have to come up on the delayed offsides. And so under 7 now to play in the period. Long pass goes, or clear rather, goes down the ice. It'll be taken in by Gottfried with 6:50 to go in the third. Across the line, Nickerson will fire it across. Looking for Miller. This is that top unit out. That can be so dangerous, but now here is a giveaway. Here's Henry Kasten on a breakaway. Stopped by Peach. He's got it back behind the net there. He's got it for the whistle. A huge chance. That might have just saved the game right there for UW-Milwaukee. Crisis averted.
It absolutely did, and Peach is probably over there having a panic attack. You could see on the replay that shot goes 5-hole, right? But when it goes 5-hole and you have to cover it up behind you, you have no idea how far back into you it is. So it could have been across the line. He's probably like, oh, man, I really hope it's not. I hope it's not.
So off the draw, Milwaukee will take a hold of it again, and it's important to note, too, that they already gave up a shorthanded goal in this game. That was the first goal that really gave Mizzou some momentum. Here's a long shot. Hindle had to go upstairs to make that stop.
Well, I think the difference in this game is the goalie play. I think that is one of the huge stories of this game, is the incredible play by Billy Hindle. And, Jake Peach has had a good game, too. If either of these goalies are slightly off of where they are right now, it could be a blowout in either direction.
We talked about the save percentages and how Hindle's was significantly higher than Peach's, and now you're seeing it here today.
Absolutely. I mean, you're seeing Hindle has had no doubt the more shots faced so far, right? Hindle has seen, I would say, the better chances. But he's made incredible saves every time he's been called on to do so. And that is just, it's been the difference of this game in my mind.
held on to at the point. They'll swing it across up to the top of the circle. Snapper, Hindle makes the save once again. That was Nickerson on the shot attempt for Milwaukee. Time running out on the power play, 22 across, and that one deflects wide. That was Miller with the shot for the Panthers. Now up to the line, held in. Nickerson with it at the right point. He'll drop it back for Miller, slides it across. Here's Flegner. Back of the drive, Miller deflects wide. Gotten on the stick once again here by the Panthers. Berther had it for a moment, whacked off his stick. We're back to full strength with 5:20 to go, and a whistle blown here.
We're going to have a penalty here, it looks like.
Are we? Yeah, I think you're right. This one's going on Mizzou. I didn't see what it was, but
I don't care who you are. It's going to be, that'll be on number 5.
oh, he covered the puck with his hand.
Well, that's a poor decision. You cannot have that call made on you with 5 minutes left of a tight game like this.
That is a rare penalty that you do not see very often.
Yeah, you know, buy a lottery ticket today. You probably won't see that one.
So this is, again, another key chance, and we are officially in crunch time right now with 5:18 to go.
Well, I would argue Milwaukee has been in crunch time since 14 minutes left in the game.
Yeah.
They really, I mean, they'll find an extra gear here for sure, but they have, everything to lose right now.
Scrum in the corner here as these teams try and find their footing. Banked out of there by Mizzou. That will kill off some time here on this power play for the UW-Milwaukee Panthers. Top unit is out there right now. Gottfried to try and start the engine here. Up ahead for Nickerson on the side. Broken up, and here's another shorthanded chance for Kasten. Kasten will hustle in the corner, but good back check by the Panthers. Here they come now, 2-on-2. Across the line, here is Miller. Miller shoots, missed the mark wide of Hindle, and that one will come up the boards and out. Mizzou changing quickly here as they get a fresh unit out on the PK. 1:07 to go on the power play. Slowed down at the line by Hunter Hicks. Across now. Flegner gets bumped off the puck and shoves into the corner. Off the glass again, and another foot race here as they will hustle back Flegner. And looked like for Mizzou, that was number 20, Ted Flutis. Or excuse me, 21. That would be Brett Martin. Now the long pass from Erke up ahead, just miss. And I'll settle things down here with 35. Milwaukee trying to walk the line and come back into the zone, deflects its way into the corner. Again, time running out on the power play, 28 seconds. Here's a quick snapper. Hindle had no problem making that save.
That was right in his bread basket there, and that's, if you're a goalie, exactly where you want it. Right below that logo, you just kind of tighten that body up, catch it, almost like you're catching a football right there, right? Just kind of come down with it on your body.
He has been the star of the game for sure. I don't think there's any question about that.
No, first star, no doubt in my mind.
So timeout, Milwaukee here. Well, a little surprised at the timing. I think if you're going to call a timeout, you should do it. I'm not criticizing the coaching staff by any means, but maybe at the start of the power play. But now you've got to figure out how to utilize these next 24 seconds.
Either at the start of a power play or after the power play. I was thinking also you could use it later, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to have another stoppage with 3:42 to go, you can pretty much bank on that. So maybe then's where you draw. That is when you draw up a play. Oh, time is starting to run now.
That's just for the timeout.
That's the timeout. Yep. It doesn't say anything over there. Anyway, you cut up the. I would say that later might be a good opportunity as well. This is the one time that doesn't make as much sense.
Mm-hmm.
I would just play out the power play. You have an advantage. Power play knows what to do, and then hope that you could tie it up, or maybe later you have the goalie pulled, and that's when you draw up your play.
Absolutely, and we're starting to get to that time. You have to make a decision of when to pull that goalie, and it comes earlier when you're down by 2. And so if you're the Milwaukee coaching staff, when are you going to pull that goalie for down here 5-3 late in the game.
Well, you could call me Patrick Waugh because I would pull this goalie right now, maybe.
Really?
You have a face-off in your offensive zone right now, right? You're on the power play, so you're going to lead that. That's going to lead to a 6-on-4, right? You hope that next 24 seconds with the draw in your offensive zone that you just turn that into maybe a goal while you're on the power play, and then you reassess from there.
Good call indeed. We'll see what they decide, but that could create that 2-man advantage, which is huge.
Well, they're not going to listen to the broadcaster.
No.
They never do. It's probably okay though, because I mean, I know I have, and I'm sure you've had some pretty terrible ideas.
Yeah, indeed. So 3:42 remains on the game clock here, and 20.
Was 24 seconds, but that's been removed from the.
They got to add that
timer.
back.
Yeah. Yep. The ref just said put that back up. So there it is.
There we go. So 24 on the power play, and 3:42 for the UW-Milwaukee Panthers. Again, they are the 1 seed. This would be a monumental upset.
Here's Peach. Oh no, going back now.
And that's a good call because they got it now. Here's a breakaway. Here's a chance for Missouri. Saved by Peach. He kept it out. They are saying the Mizzou players want a goal, and this is huge.
Peach is halfway in his own net. It could very well be under his control, but across the line.
Let's take a look here on the replay. You keep an eye on what the officials say. I'll get the replay queued up here.
That looks like they're going to call it no goal. We're going to have a face-off in the Missouri offensive zone, so that's a shocker. I would be shocked if he didn't have control of the puck behind his own line.
He got shoved in pretty good there on that replay, and we'll get you back to the action here as this one will be blown dead here. But 3:17 to go, and I just kind of momentarily pulled it up. The referees made a decision pretty quick.
Yep, and Mizzou is going back to they're going back to the box here. That'll be number 10 for Wisconsin, University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee, Matt Murphy. He had a stick slashed out of him. He broke his stick. So Mizzou, bad time to go back on the penalty kill. Here it is.
They have done it a ton lately, too. This is they're shooting themselves in the foot with all these penalties that they have.
And now watch Peach again. Peach is going to watch to see if Wisconsin wins the faceoff. If University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee wins this faceoff, Peach will go.
We'll keep an eye on him for sure.
He's out near the hash marks already. So
into the corner now, and there he goes. Peach is coming to the bench, and they will get the extra attacker on. So we're going to have a 6-on-4 power play for UW-Milwaukee with 3 minutes to go. Crunch time now as they've got to move. Here is Gavin Nickerson across the line. Nickerson will slow it down and bump it back. Here's a chance at the point. Top of the circle shot. Hindle makes the save. Gottfried follows up his own rebound and goes down. This one up in the air in the slot, backhanded wide of the glove side of Hindle. And desperation time, this one back up to the point. Nickerson slows it down. Nickerson lost the handle, and that one will be backhanded down into the empty net.
You want your dagger? There it is. 6-3 Mizzou. Look at the bench celebrating. They know what they just did. Ref saying go. Go take the faceoff.
No, shut up.
Oh, go is in get off the ice.
26 White.
So 26 White gets the goal.
26 White. Hold on. The goal is 26 White. 2 White, 10-minute misconduct.
10-minute misconduct.
Wow. That's Trevor Jones on the goal. And they said 2 White, correct?
Yeah, so that's
Colin Jones. He must have said something.
I can't imagine what he said. I mean, what would you say? It's a celebratory moment, so it wasn't. I can't. It might be a little taunting, but I don't think it. I can't think of anything with 10 minutes left that you would say, or with a 3-goal lead with 2 minutes left that would warrant a 10-minute penalty, right? Like,
yeah.
What did he say?
No clue, but I'm sure he's happy that his team is in the driver's seat now.
He's probably thinking that's worth it, right?
Yeah.
Score a goal, I'll take a 10-minute misconduct, no problem.
So here we go, 2-on-2 the other way. Shot missed the mark wide of Hindle. And it is on now. I mean, 2:07, and you've got a 3-goal deficit for the top-seeded Milwaukee Panthers. About to pull off the unthinkable. It has been an incredible game here this afternoon. Here's a drive. Hindle makes the save. Rebound goes into the corner with 1:50 to go, 32 to go on the power play. Back up to the point. Fegner will send it over. Another drive deflected, and Hindle didn't know where it was. Went back behind him. Trying to jam it in at the doorstep. Pad was right there, sitting on the ice. Another try. Hindle way out of his crease with the outstretched legs. Another try, and he made the save. Are you kidding me? Unbelievable.
Well, I said earlier in the game, the worst position for a goalie to be in is on his butt or his back, and he was on his butt. He did a 180 spin, almost like a breakdancing move, because he was getting pushed all over the place. He made a save, made another save, and he never left his rear the entire time. And that doesn't seem like a big ask. That is a gigantic ask for a goalie. What a series of saves.
Unreal. He is... Again, you talked about some of those saves that he made. Hey, you know what? Come back later in this game, and those will prove to be big, and that's exactly what's happened here this afternoon. Across the line, Panthers try to go in again, and they're just unable to get something going here. Getting frustrated with themselves as this one will be played up out of the zone. Tape to tape it comes for, looks like Ted Flutas. He's got 2 of the 6 here tonight for Milwaukee, or excuse me, for the Mizzou Tigers. Here's another chance in front, and that one missed the mark wide of Peach. 50 seconds to go, and held in at the line. Mizzou can pretty much just hold on to it and wind it down as it's bumped back to the point. A drive there wide of Peach, as this one will go into the corner. Up off the boards and played out through center. Thrown up ahead. Holding on to it now with 23 seconds. A chance in front. Scooped up by Mizzou, but not out. Good keep at the line. Fegner will throw it in front. Pad save, and Hindle's got it. And just like he has all night, he comes up big again with 13 seconds.
Well, I think Hindle could have just sat back with 13 and a half seconds left to go. Yeah, let him have one, right? Come on.
Yeah. No kidding.
This game is done, so 13 and a half seconds left. The Mizzou Tigers, in a game that many around the league, many coaches, broadcasters thought would be very lopsided towards Milwaukee. Mizzou has proven their mettle, and a team playing like this, riding this high, they can make some serious noise as the weekend goes on.
8 seconds to go. And that will pretty much do it. A monumental, historic upset here this afternoon as the 8th-seeded Missouri Tigers stun the UW-Milwaukee Panthers. A final score of 6-3. They got the first goal of the game. They had to come from behind a couple of different times, and they just did not quit, and they did the unthinkable and pulled off a huge upset here today.
Absolutely gigantic. It's going to come down to 2 things. One, Mizzou adjusted after the first period. They realized how Milwaukee was beating them. That was through speed and entering the zone, and they changed their defensive strategy. They were a lot tighter on their opponent. They didn't give people as much gap space, and they forced the puck around and forced Milwaukee to play a game that maybe wasn't theirs. The number 2, I mean, how many times do I have to highlight Billy Hindle's name right here? He came into this game with a 367 GAA, a 907 save percentage. He blew those lofty numbers out of the water today. He faced an incredible offensive attack at multiple times for the UW-Milwaukee, and he stood on his head, it seemed like, every couple of minutes.
Absolutely. I mean, just you talk about him and the way he played. He was their go-to guy, no question. And Missouri is incredibly happy as they skate off. Probably didn't think they'd be in this position, but here they are as they will go on to the next round of this MACHA Silver Division tournament. And for UW-Milwaukee, a team that lost in the championship last year of the Silver Division, and now they're bounced in the first round.
That is the ultimate downer, is being bounced to the first round. The Cougars at SIUE went through that last year. They're coming up, of course, at 2 p.m., and that is just it feels like a waste of a season. And especially if you're UW-Milwaukee and you've had just a phenomenal season to get bounced in the first round by an 8 seed, that hurts. That hurts more than just being bounced in the first round. You had lofty expectations, and you failed to meet the bare minimum of your expectations. It's going to hurt, but UW-Milwaukee is a powerhouse. They'll come back next year. They'll be back. They'll be deadly again. You can count on that.
Absolutely. So that'll wrap it up from here at the Nelson Center for our first game of the day. 8th-seeded Mizzou, stunning top-seeded UW-Milwaukee here this afternoon by a final score of 6-3. Again, we've got some more great hockey coming your way this afternoon, and tonight we'll have the SIUE Cougars and the Illinois Fighting Illini, 3 versus 6 in the gold division, coming up next at 2 p.m. here on Rink 1. So thank you all for joining us here this afternoon. Again, the final score, Mizzou 6 and UW-Milwaukee 3. Alongside Luke Clevenger, I'm Matt Harrington. Thanks for joining us, and we hope to see you next time.